Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's Coaches Show. I'm AJ, and to get us started off, we are joined by head coach of the men's football team, Mark Benavides. How are we doing, Mark?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
So, go ahead and get started. This week came down to a nail-biter against St. Ambrose, 133-28. Came right down to the wire there, Mark. Can you kind of walk us through at least that last offensive possession, and then maybe we'll go back and look a little bit at what led us up to that point, too?
Yeah, it was obviously a tight game, one that we wish wouldn't have been that tight. But, at the end of the game, we're in a situation where, very tight game, down by one score or down by 1 point. And, defense weren't getting consistent stops when they needed to, but finally got that fourth and goal stop. And, offensively got the 1 yard line. Oftentimes, like when you're backed up like that, you want to kind of change your philosophy to an extent as an offense and understand, hey, I want to get this ball, away from the goal line to punt or do whatever you can, try to minimize the chance of a safety. And we went really aggressive. We were very confident our offensive line could have success in pass protection, so we were empty. And then throughout the game, we had a number of different indicators kind of communicate to the quarterback what we wanted to see, and we just drove down the field. Fortunately, there was a penalty that even helped us out a little bit more, the face mask penalty, and finished with that 53-yard touchdown. We scored 3 times on that exact same play, essentially, and throughout the game. And the quarterback, he had a pre-snap read and a post-snap read, and did a good job just getting the ball out when it needed to be.
Yeah, absolutely. So, looking forward now, have a bye week this week, right? Second bye week of the season before going up against Peru State. Peru State also has a bye week this week. So how are you going to approach this bye week as the second one of the season, and really going in exactly halfway through our game so far and kind of that process there?
Yeah, right. Our first bye week compared to this one, very different. The first one kind of uses our advantage since we were playing a team that didn't have a bye. We could spend a little bit more time and focus on that one specific opponent, but now with everybody in the conference having a bye, a lot of teams in the NEI having a bye this week, we're putting ourselves in a position to where, again, get back to the basics, tackling, blocking, catching footballs, running routes, doing whatever, having a little bit more focus on special teams and fundamentals. And like today, for an example, we're going to do a bunch of special teams and a bunch of stuff where we have scout bowls. So younger guys are getting a lot more reps than they typically would, with the mindset that we are halfway through the season. Naturally, your 22-year-old center and your 21-year-old defensive end are going to be somewhat beat up. And so kind of backing off a little bit from the collisions and the violent hits we're having, and simply just focus on the fundamentals.
Absolutely, Coach. And then kind of finish off, do you have any words of wisdom for this team as we're halfway through the season? As you were saying, attrition's really starting to set in. Do you have anything you would like to say to just any athletes either on your team or throughout Penn?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, if you're halfway through the season, especially our sport, I think we've been 10 weeks now, 11 weeks, something like that, and we've got 6 more weeks to go. It can get demanding. It can be difficult. Right now, midterms, things socially going on. We've got a number of guys from Florida, a bunch of things going on right now in Florida as we speak. Big thing is for guys to understand, like, what are your goals? What are your long-term goals? What are short-term goals? Use this time as personal growth. Use the time off that we have right now to your advantage, and understand what you're trying to accomplish. For us as a program, again, we've got 5 more games, 6 more weeks here, and we've got a number of things we want to accomplish and do, and it comes down to just buckling down and pushing forward.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach. Next game will be at Peru State on October 19th. At 2 p.m. Thanks again, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
We're now joined by head coach of the men's wrestling team, Drew Sams. How are we doing today, Drew?
Doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. We'll go ahead and get started. First season, head coach of the men's wrestling team, Drew. So kind of looking forward. Team came 43rd in nationals last year, 7th in the Heart. How have you kind of come in and tried to make this team your own right away?
Yeah, the first thing I wanted to address was really the culture and the buy-in from the guys that we have. Coming in, really putting together a leadership group, training some really talented leaders in our program, and having them help me lead this program and create a culture that, will continue to thrive through the next, few years and continue to grow in this program.
Then, as you've come in, talk to me a little bit about getting started in recruiting and doing that, hitting the grind there as well.
Yeah, I put a very big emphasis on the state of Iowa, being from the state of Iowa, wrestling growing up, wrestling in the state. It's a, very talented state when it comes to wrestling. And, I put a huge emphasis on, recruiting Iowa, especially Southeast Iowa kids. So, really, really grinding and hitting the recruiting trail hard with a lot of local Iowa kids, trying to get them on campus this first semester, get them around the guys, really get them the experience in our program. And, then kind of as their season, makes its way through, just kind of following them through their season and kind of getting to the point where they start to make their decision around their state wrestling tournament time. And then also just starting to ramp up is junior college recruiting. I'm trying to bring in, a lot of, experienced collegiate wrestlers to go ahead and, also join in with, a lot of these, Iowa Midwest freshmen that I'm bringing in, while also, having some talented, experienced junior college wrestlers to, kind of to fill in some spots as well.
And then looking into the season, Coach, are there any names we should really look forward to that really would stand out to you as the coach?
Yeah, we've got Cameron Hargrove, a fifth-year senior. He's a three-time national qualifier. He's been to the tournament 3 times already. I think there's no reason why we shouldn't have him back at the tournament and on the stand this year. Along with Cam, Lane Scorpel, he transferred from Iowa Wesleyan a couple years ago, and is really starting to hit his groove at William Penn. Really starting to get the hang of things. He was a national qualifier while he was at Wesleyan. Now making that transition to William Penn. He's a junior captain for us, and really looking forward for him to kind of step up and answer the challenge that I'm kind of challenging him to really step up and have a leadership role, while also I think he can step up on the mat and produce some great results for us. Then
also with this first season, what are your goals for this first season as the head coach of this program, Drew?
Yeah, I want to be competitive in the conference again. I think 7th in the Heart last year. Come from a program that finished 2nd in the Heart at Graceland this previous year. So I want to get up there competing with the Gracelands, the Missouri Valleys, the Bakers, who are always typically 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and eventually climbing up the ladder. Obviously Grandview being the 11-time national champs. Climbing the ladder and getting to that point with our program. But I really want to get us back in being competitive with some of those 2nd through 4th place teams in our conference, and I want to be competitive at the national level. I'd like to see us up in the top 20 teams in the nation, and continue to grow from there.
Yeah, and then maybe long-term goals as well. Looking way down the road, where do you see this program being?
Yeah, like I said, as far as conference goes, we should be consistently top 3 in the conference, and I want to, get to the point where we're bringing home some, individual All-Americans, national champs, and, looking and chasing a team trophy at the national tournament as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Drew. Our first meet of the year will be at home against St. Ambrose. That will be on October 31st. That is a Thursday. Make sure to tune in to the Statesmen Sports Network. Thank you again, Drew.
Thank you.
And we're now here with Cash Wilkie, coach of the women's wrestling team. How are we doing today, Cash?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Looking forward to this season. Had a really good season last year. Finished pretty darn high in the Heart and Nationals. Can we talk a little bit about last season and using that momentum coming into this year as well?
Yeah, it was kind of a rocky season last season, but we kind of put it all together at the end of the season. We were confident we could do that, and it was really good to see that happen, and hopefully using some of that momentum rolling into this year.
Then, with that being the case, talk a little bit about hitting the recruiting trail over this offseason and kind of expectations that has brought along with it.
Yeah, we're super busy over the summer recruiting and stuff, and still rolling into that right now. Just like Drew was talking about, a lot of kids want to make their decision kind of early and get it over with, so super important to be recruiting hard right now. Just this weekend, we got a couple big-time recruits coming in, so it's a never-ending job, the recruiting.
Absolutely. Then with that recruiting, are there any names that you have so far we can really point to and look forward to at all?
Not yet. Nothing
Right.
locked down quite yet, but hopefully we get some good leads after this weekend.
Fair enough. So, what are we looking at as far as goals this year, Cash, and what is that upper echelon of what we think we can hit?
Well, the goal for our team and our program is to be team national titles and have 10 national champs at every single weight. That's the goals for the program. So ideally we can do that, but if we set our goals high and come up a little short, it's no big deal. We can build off that. So
Aim for the moon and hit the stars, right?
yeah, we'll take it.
So, when it comes to that, losing a couple people from last season, right, and trying to fill those spots, what's kind of your philosophy when it comes to, okay, these are shoes that need filled, right? How can we kind of approach that on an individual basis?
Yeah, that's losing a couple of people from last year definitely kind of hurts us in the team race, but I think it's going to help us in the long run. Just with this year especially, we have a lot better, closer team. Like our team's a lot closer bonding, and the bond that they have this year, I think it's going to help a lot more of like the newcomers coming in. It's going to help them build their wrestling and be confident that they have the support behind them. And I think we're going to have a lot of newcomers this year that are going to make a lot of noise for us. So I think it's going to be a group effort filling those shoes, and I definitely think it's doable.
Absolutely. So, Coach, as we get forward to the season, we wish you the best of luck. Make sure to come out and support your Statesmen at William Penn University. And if you can't make it in person, watch on the Statesmen Sports Network. Thanks to God, Coach.
Yep, you bet. Thanks.
And we're back here for the Statesman Coaches Show. I'm now joined by head coach Simon Brown and Alessandro Bidet of the men's soccer team. How are we doing today, guys?
All good, thanks.
So, we'll start off by talking about our last matchup. Ended up taking down Graceland 2-1. Final goal came in the 70th minute there. So, I know, struggled to score there in the first half, able to get 2 goals there in the second, Coach, and kind of talk us through breaking through that and being able to finally get some in the back of the net.
Yeah, I just think yesterday we were missing a bit of individual quality in front of goal. I think we had more than enough chances. Looking back at the stats, we had nine shots in the first half. So again, it was important for us to get the goal in the second half, and would have loved that we kept a clean sheet. But again, we created so many chances. I think it was 16 shots we had, so we created enough chances to win the game. So we were just looking for that little bit of individual quality so that we could get over the line.
Well, yeah, as you said, it was a tough game, honestly. We knew there was going to be a tough game. Every year we struggle when we go there because small pitch, they're a really good team and everything. So, yeah, honestly, we just had to work hard. That's what we did in the first half, especially. Working hard, no scoring goals. But, I mean, good thing it came out in the second half. And, yeah, that was great.
So, up to this point, guys, 12-1-1 on the season. Kind of talk us through getting to this point and just kind of where we are as we're going forward into the season.
Well, I mean, it's probably the best season that we had so far. I've been here for 4 years, so yeah, this is definitely the best season that we had so far. And, well, it's been hard from the beginning, especially pre-season. They put us down working out a lot, especially during the summer with all the tests that we had to do and everything. So it's been, honestly, a great way so far to get here. And I don't know, the goals that we set at the beginning, right now we're like respecting them, so hopefully we're going to achieve it. We had a little bit of struggle against Missouri Valley, as we said, but I mean, we're sure that we can do everything to get to the goals and achieve the goals that we put at the beginning of the season.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think we're just in a different place mentally. You know, a couple of years ago when Alessandro was a freshman, if you had offered us second place, we would have snatched it out of your hand right away. And now we're just sick of coming second. You know, we've finished second in the conference final. We finished second in the league last year, and obviously we lost to Missouri Valley. and we're just trying to figure out these next 5 games that we're still in with a shout. You know, like we just need to keep on winning our games, worry about ourselves, and if something happens, we just give ourselves an opportunity. But again, we just want to focus on ourselves these next 4 games coming up, so that we can finish as high as possible in the conference, and then just set ourselves up for a good position nationally, a good bid for national tournament. We just keep on winning our games. So again, that's the real focus for now. And the record is great and all, but again, we're just got to keep on ticking away every next game, because we slip up once, it just docks you so far behind nationally. And we have a little bit of a cover now to finish in second place in the conference, but we're just, like I said, we're sick of finishing second in the conference playoffs, making up the numbers in national tournament. Again, we have a really hungry group that wants to win this year, and we want to get something, whatever that looks like. And we have a couple of big goals for ourselves. So again, just the only way it's going to happen if we win games.
Then, Coach, I'll ask you, kind of as we go, I'll ask you as well as a graduate student, because this is something as a leader on the team as well. As we are kind of hitting this final stretch of games in the regular season, how does that change when it comes to the day-to-day from when you were first starting on the season, right? With the attrition maybe starting to set in, is there anything you're doing in the day-to-day that's different than at the beginning of the year?
No, I think we've given you guys more days off than you've ever had in the past. I think it's the biggest thing. So they're getting, when we have our bye weeks, they get 3 days off where they don't see or hear from us really. So I know they enjoy it, but they only get to keep on doing it. We keep on winning. So again, as soon as we lose, those days off will go away. So that's probably the one big change that we made. It's just days off where they can just mentally check out, focus on the schoolwork, whatever that may happen. But when we're in the run of it right now, and we're in the thick of games, like the guys are all in. They're watching all the games. They're doing all the film. They're in their meetings all the time. And they're meeting with their groups. They're meeting as a team. Like we're all in all now. So again, we don't want to take the foot off the gas now. We're in the middle of it. This is the second part of the season. This is the stretch where it's we had the non-conference. We're in the conference part now, and we're trying to get it ready for the postseason wherever we end up. But again, we just got to win these next 4 games and focus on these next 4 games. And it starts with Park on Saturday for Senior Day.
Well, yeah, as you said, I think they gave us more days off this year from last year and everything, but I think the amount of work that we're doing this year, off the pitch, so as you said, films, meetings and all this stuff, I think that's making the difference a lot for us this year. And yeah, as they said, off the pitch, we watch films, we watch every single play, every single goal that we concede, every single goal that we score and everything. So I think this year what's bring us to this level right now is the work that we're doing off the pitch especially.
Cool. Then, you already alluded to this, Coach. Senior Day this Saturday. Kind of talk us through this senior class and what they've kind of meant to you as a coach and as a team overall, I think.
Yeah, Alessandro's like the furniture here at William Penn now. He's always been around. 5 years. He had an injury, so he's a grad student here now as well. So he's been here a long time. He's been here since pretty much the start when we started off as well, and a couple of other guys came in after him. So again, these are just a tremendous group that have just increased every year the expectations of the team, and we've demanded more from them every year, and they've backed it up every year. So again, we've constantly climbed the stairs every single year, and again, that's what we're hungry to win this year. Again, we've finished second, that's fine. 5 years ago we said finish second, great. Again, we can do that again, no problem. But again, we're just sick of it. Again, we know that our legacy here is only going to be capped with a trophy. And again, we want to win whatever one that we have. 3 big opportunities this year, and it's tough. It's really tough. We play in the toughest conference in men's soccer in the country, and we know that. And every game is a war, and we have to be at our best. And if you want special things like trophies, you have to make big sacrifices, and the guys have done that so far. They've done it in their 5 years. So yeah, nothing but respect for these guys and what they've done for the program, for the school. They represent everything really well. So yeah, nothing but good things to say about them. Saturday will be emotional, and hopefully we can get them a win on Saturday.
Yeah, as you said, honestly, we're sick of coming second because I've been here for 4 years now, 5 years as I said, and this is the best opportunity that we had so far. So we're having the best season that the school had, and we are the best spot ever. So why not going all this year? And as you said, with a lot of senior, a lot of juniors, so a lot of mature. I have a mature squad, so a lot of people with experience, they know what it means to win for us and everything. So as with all their seniors that we had, we always this is our last season, so we have to give everything, and we are doing that, and we're doing that. And I think the team, even the couple freshmen that are in this year, they're giving us everything. So I'm glad I'm part of this team because we are all working hard to achieve what we want, and I'm confident, and I really hope that this year we can win something.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, both of you, for talking with me here. This has been the William Penn Coaches Show. Make sure to come out and support the Statesmen and this men's soccer team against Park this Saturday on October 12th. It will be senior day. And if you're not able to make it out, make sure to tune into the Statesman Sports Network. Thank you again, guys.
Thank you.